my channel. My name is Andrea, and in today's video, I'm going to be making 5 DIY Christmas ornaments. These ornaments are all made using primarily either wood beads or craft sticks, and most of the supplies come from the dollar store. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you love DIY projects. And let's get right into the video. The first thing I'll be making today is a sled ornament out of craft sticks. To make the sleds, I'll be using these longer craft sticks along with these shorter ones. I have some white, brown, and red paint to paint the craft sticks with. And then I also have a bunch of little decorations to add to the sleds. I have these berry picks and these bells, and then also some different colored twine. We have this red and white one, along with all of these metallic colored ones. I'm also going to be using some jute cord along with a hot glue gun. The first thing I'm going to do is paint these two longer craft sticks brown. I'm using this acrylic paint from the dollar store. This is in the shade Burnt Umber. Next, I'm going to take some of this warm white shade to paint the smaller craft sticks. I'm going to make one more sled, so I'll paint 2 more of these long ones in the brown color, and then I'm going to do 5 of these smaller ones, but in red this time. First thing I'm going to do for my sled is line up 4 of the smaller craft sticks, and 2 of them will be up a little bit higher and then the other 2 lower down in the middle, and then I'll glue them together. Now I'm going to take these 2 longer craft sticks that I painted brown and attach them to this section. Here's my little sled so far. Now I'm going to add this piece on top like that. I got these bells at the dollar store. I'm going to use this string to tie them to the sled. I have this bundle of berries I got at the dollar store that I'm going to separate and cut to attach to the sled. I cut one of the craft sticks to be smaller so I can glue it on the back of the sled here just to make this more sturdy. Now I'm going to cut a loop out of this jute cord. I also put together the red sled, so here are both of them beside each other. You could definitely personalize these any way you wanted by writing people's names on it or dates or anything like that, but I think they turned out really cute. Next up, I'm going to be making a snowman hat ornament out of craft sticks. I'll be using 5 of these smaller craft sticks and 2 of the larger ones. I'll also be using some red and black paint, green foam, and little berries to make some holly, and finally some red and white string to make a loop to hang it on the tree. I'm going to paint one of these small craft sticks red. Then I'm going to paint 4 of the small craft sticks black. Lastly, I'm also going to paint 2 of the longer popsicle sticks black. Now that these sticks are dry, I'm going to arrange it to make the snowman hat. I have 4 of the small black ones together, then a small red one, then 2 of the larger black ones. And now to glue them all together. While this is drying, I'm going to cut a piece of holly from this green foam. I got this foam at Dollar Tree, and obviously it's in the shape of a Christmas tree, but you could use whatever foam you can find. I'm going to start with just cutting out a basic shape, and then I'll do more of the detailing later. I'm going to sketch first what I want to cut out with a pencil, and now I'll cut it out. Before I glue the holly in place here, I think I'm going to try and paint some more black over these glue pieces. To make this hat more stable, I painted another craft stick in black, and I'm going to glue it to the back. You can see how wobbly this is right now. Hopefully adding this will help. That made such a big difference. It's so much sturdier. I decided to paint another one to add on here just for double the support. Now I'm going to glue my holly onto the hat. For some extra decoration on the hat, I bought these little berries from Dollarama, and I'm going to cut off a little piece and glue it on. Be careful how close to the stem you cut these, because they all came apart on me. I'm going to see if I can stick some of these back on here. I'm now going to make a loop so it can hang on the tree with this red and white cord. I'm now going to attach this string to the back of the snowman hat. And here is the finished snowman hat. For my next DIY Christmas ornament, I'm going to do another snowman themed one. This time I'm going to make a snowman out of wooden beads. I got a container with lots of different sizes of wooden beads, and I'm also going to use an orange permanent marker and a black Sharpie to draw on the features of the snowman. And finally, some jute cord I got at the dollar store to tie it all together. The first thing I'm going to do for my snowman ornament is cut off a piece of this jute cord. I think it's always better to cut off more than you think you'll need, because you can always trim it later. To make it easier to feed the end of this cord through the beads, I'm going to wrap some Scotch tape around the end. And there we have our little snowman body. I'm going to tie a knot in the bottom so the beads don't fall off, and then I'll trim off the excess. And now I'm going to make a loop at the top so it can hang on the tree. I would have made the loop before putting the beads on and then just strung the beads on both strands of the jute, but this jute cord that I'm using is too thick to fit through these beads. But if you're using string that's thinner than this, then that would totally work. I think instead of tying a knot up here, I'm going to hot glue the loop in place and then cut off the excess. I'm now going to wrap this little end piece around and then glue it in place. Now to turn this little guy into a snowman. I've got a black Sharpie here, and I'm going to draw on his eyes. I also have an orange permanent marker to draw on the nose. That one didn't work quite as well. It is kind of bleeding a little bit, but hopefully from far away you won't notice. Now for the mouth. I'm going to add some buttons. The black ink is bleeding a little bit as well. I think maybe the carrot nose is more noticeable just because it's supposed to be that pointy shape, but I still think he looks pretty cute. For my next DIY ornament, I'm going to be using the wooden beads again, this time to make a mini wreath. Along with the beads, I have this floral wire to make the shape of the wreath, and this red and white cord to make a bow. I also might use this green foam again to make some greenery for the wreath. I have 6 larger beads and then 6 of the smaller ones here, and I'm going to start threading them onto the wire. I'm now going to weave the wire on the left here through this top large bead. Now to secure it in place, I'm going to wrap the wire around itself. Now to cut off the ends, I'm going to use this red and white string to make a bow for the wreath. I cut off 2 pieces of the string and I'm going to make a double bow. I'm also going to cut out some holly from this green foam and add it to the wreath. I cut out 4 of these little green foam pieces and I'm going to glue them together to make the holly. Now I'm going to glue this onto the top bead here. And finally, I'm taking my double bow and I'm going to glue it right on top there. I'm now going to use this snowflake ribbon to make a loop so I can hang this on the tree. And here's the finished wreath ornament. For the last DIY Christmas ornament today, I'm going to be using some smaller wooden beads to make a snowflake. I'll also be using the floral wire for the shape of the snowflake and some Christmas ribbon to tie it to the tree. I'm going to cut off a 48-inch piece of this floral wire. I'm going to thread 6 of these beads onto the wire and then pull them down so there's about 6 inches of wire sticking out the end here. I'm then going to wrap this wire around and weave it through the first bead and then pull it tight. Next, I'm going to thread 5 beads on the long end of the wire. Now I'm going to thread this long wire through the top of the second bead. Now I'm going to add 2 more beads onto this long wire. Now I'm going to pull this long wire through the bottom bead that I added in the last step when I added the 5 beads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be this one here. And that is the first arm of the snowflake complete. To do the next section, I'm going to weave the wire through this next bead on the circle. Now it's a matter of repeating those steps to make all the arms of the snowflake. Again, I'm adding 5 beads. Then I'll put the wire through the second top bead and pull that through. Now I'm adding 2 more beads. Then I'm threading the wire through this bottom bead here. To start the next arm of the snowflake, you always want to weave the wire through the next bead on the inner circle. I've got all the sides of the snowflake done. I'm going to bring these 2 ends of the wire together and pull tight. Then going to wrap them together, then trim it. I'm now going to cut a piece of this gold ribbon to make the loop to hang the ornament on the tree. Here is the finished snowflake ornament. hope you enjoyed these DIY Christmas ornaments. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite and if you're planning on making any of them for your own Christmas tree this year. And let me know how early you start thinking about Christmas things. I'm usually a wait till December kind of person, so this is very early for me, but I know a lot of people get started on all things Christmas months in advance. I'd love if you would subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. I have lots more Christmas DIY videos coming up soon, and I can't wait to share those with you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.